Hi guys, welcome to the computer forensics class. This is Rashekar from St. Peter's Engineering College. In this video, we're going to discuss about how to determine what data to collect and analyze from the computer forensics. In the computer forensics, we have to find some data, we have to analyze that particular data, and you have to give the explanation, and you have to give a clear report what the data and what the content is available in that particular evidence report. So for that, we have to determine what type of data is available in that particular evidence or in that particular case, and we have to analyze that data. And now we are going to discuss about how to analyze that particular data and how to collect that data and what data you collected and which type of the data you have to collect from the evidence places. When the data is available in that particular evidence place or in the crime case, you have to examine and analyze the digital evidences depending on the nature of the investigation and the amount of the data to process. In the criminal investigations are limited to find the data. Where you went to a criminal investigation in that particular case scene, you have to find some little bit of data only. Why? Because the thief or the victim person will not leave the overall evidences there. But the computer forensics people role is to identify the which is not visible to the common person or which is not visible to that particular location. You have to identify that particular data and you have to collect the data from that particular location. So the criminal investigations are limited to find the data and defines in the search warrant. Maximum you won't get the all search warrant. Why? Because the search warrant is available, which the case is a clear and very clear cut FIR will be filed. Then only you will get a search warrant or any evidence is available with that particular person or for that evidence scene. Then only you will get the warrant to search. So in that cases you will get only less amount of the cases will find the warrant issue. So criminal investigations are limited to find data defined in a search warrant, and the civil investigations are often limited by court for the discovering cases. So in the corporate investigators might searching for a company policy violations that requires the examine only the specific items only. If you are the case is found in a corporate or in any big shots companies or any other locations, you will get only few accesses to search that particular locations or such particular devices. So you have to identify that particular you have to examine the particular required specific items such as emails, messengers, spam boxes, or any other content related to that particular devices. Therefore, the investigation is often locating and recovering of the few specific items only, which simplifies and the speed of the processing. So if you want to speed up of the case, you have to go to the further cases, though you have to move up your very fastly, you have to investigate that particular cases. So you need some investigation specialist to identify that particular data. Here the process will be going very slowly, means that so you need a lead, that is a which is a very crucial role, crucial lead of that particular case you have to identify. In the corporate environment, however, especially litigations are involved in that particular companies or any other organizations, often directs to the investigators to recover as such information as possible which satisfies that particular cases. And the satisfying these demands becomes a major undertaking with many hours of the tedious work or the major work you have to do for the small lead also. So you have to get a minimum effort to investigate that particular data. So the majority of the cases you have to identify the which content you have to identify and which type of the material you have to recover from that particular evidence place. So for that purposes, you have to clearly study about the which type of a case is filed on that particular crime scene and which type of the material you have to gather on that particular crime scene. So in few cases, you can't get the information, you can't take the evidences from that particular location. So you have to take images, you have to take the photos, or you have to capture some videos or anything in that particular location only. By basing on those images or those videos, you have to investigate the processes. So in that type of situations, you have to gather the information as much as possible as available on that particular locations. So these types of investigations can also result in the scope creep. The scope creep means in which an investigation expands beyond the original description because of the unexpected evidences you find. So scope creep is one of the it shows in a project description like this, so which involves in a very beyond of the particular locations. When an investigation expands beyond the original description, so manaku akkada edaithe which is available in that particular location is not the sufficient to you. So you have to go to the beyond of that particular location. You have to go to the beyond of that case, and you have to do the investigation. That investigation process is known as a scope creep. So what you have, what are the limits you have? You have to cross those limits, and you have to do the investigation. That type of the process is known as a scope creep. Because of unexpected evidences found on that particular location, you have to identify that particular evidences. You have to collect that particular evidences. Promoting the attorney to ask you to examine the orders areas to recover the more evidences. You have to collect the more evidences when you are in that particular location. So scope creep increases the time and the resources needed to extract and analyze and present the evidences very clearly. Be sure to that the document any request for the additional investigations in the case. You must explain why the investigation took longer than you planned, why the scope winded during the courses of the investigation, and so forth. So when you have started the case, automatically you lose the time when you are not get any lead of that particular case. So you have to give the justification, you have to give the explanation why you are taking this much of time without the why you are taking this much of time when the case is not moving to the forward, or you are not getting any leads to move to the forward to resolve that particular, to solve that particular cases. So you have to go to the explanation process also. And the scope creep has become a more common, and the criminal investigation requires more detailed and examining of the evidence just before the trial. So before entering into the case, only the crime scene investigators or the criminal investigators will go through the overall case and what are the things will happen in the before of the case, or the before of the victim enter into that particular premises. So to help the prosecutors, to help the prosecutors, field of attacks from the defense attorneys will be needed. Why? Because the prosecutors only the examined persons of that particular government cases. So the criminal investigation is reports and everything will have to verify by the prosecutor only. To help for the prosecutors to move the case forward, the criminal investigators only help to move the case forward, and you have to take the lead of that particular persons. In some companies, such as an AOL, have a system set up to handle these situations, but others don't have any. Many companies don't keep an emails for longer than 80 days. So if when you go to the crime scenes, that is in a cyber crimes, these cyber crimes will be more related to the systems or the computers on the internet. So if an organization or a company has filed in a case which is related to the spam boxes or the virus attacks or any data loss from the company, so in that cases, you have to verify each and every system related things, and internal data which is connected to that particular systems will be verified. So in that cases, you have to check all the emails and the spam box, deleted, trash mails, and everything you have to verify, and you have to take the leads if any found on that particular mails or the messages. And to help the new evidences often is not revealed to the prosecution. Why? Because if the new evidence is takes any lead of the wrong direction, automatically the case will be lost. So the prosecutors will not take more interested on the new leads, which lead has have a complete authenticated or completely verified by the investigator. That lead only the prosecutor will take the process. It's become more important for the prosecutor teams to ensure that they have analyzed the evidences and exactly before the trial. That means before the giving a report, they have to clearly analyze each and every data, each and everything will be on the case. And being in a case by creating an investigation plan that defines the goal, scope of the investigation, materials needed, task to perform. So before entering into the case, they have to plan what are the things, what are the investigation goals, what is the scope of the investigation, how we have to move for the investigation, and to whom we have to inquire, and which data we have to collect from the systems or any data, and what are the materials you need, and what are the equipment you need to collect that particular data. Why? Because in few systems you can't hack and you can't broke anything without having the particular software. So or if you have any locker, or if you have any other safety pressures which is taken by the victim, that cannot be broken by the normal thing. So you have to gather the some material or the evidences boxes to open that particular locks or particular softwares. So, and what are the tasks you have to perform in that particular locations will have to plan before itself only. Then the approach you take to dependent largely on the type of the cases that you are in the investigation, that is a corporate style or criminal cases or civil cases or any type of a cases will be handled like this only. And the following these basic steps are the for all digital forensic investigations. We have a few steps to identify. Few steps are identified which the major investigations teams will be followed. For the first one is the for target drives use recently wiped media that have been reformatted and inspected for the viruses. So a few of the persons will be affected by the viruses, so that you have to identify that virus and which what is the virus will do and what are the things will be affected with using this virus. You have to identify and the inventory the hardwares on the suspect's computer and note the conditions of the seizure computer. So if your computer is the main victim or the main targeted of that particular location, you have to seize that computer and you have to take the computer from the forensics labs. So that in the forensic lab, the each and every data which is present in the computer will be verified very clearly, and they will analyze it report of that particular computer. The next one is the for static equations, remove the original drive and check the data and time values in the system by using the CMOS. CMOS batteries will show the date and time of that particular location, particular device. So by removing the original drive and check the date and time values in the time, that is a time stamping, which is which data is copied in which time, on which time or which date, will be verified by using the CMOS capacitors. With that, CMOS batteries will identify the timestamp of the data processing. So by using these, you can check the data processing values on which time the data will be used and which time the data will be cross-checked and copy or paste or anything will be verified by using the timestamp. By using the timestamp, the investigations will move very fastly. Why? Because the on which date the case has been registered, on which date the case has been moved to the next level. So each and everything will be dependent on that particular timestamp only. So this will lead this will give a more lead for the further investigation. And the next one is record how you acquire the data from the suspected drives. So each and every step and each and every procedure you have to record how you collect the data and how you are gathering the information and how you are analyzing that particular data. Why? Because for further investigations, or if you are miss any lead of the further processes, so you have to come back and re-verify the overall procedure. In that cases, you will get some mistakes or anything will be happened in that particular procedure. So easily you can identify by using this step. The following these are the basic steps for the digital forensics and the maintain the control of all evidences and findings will be refined. So the next one is the refining and modifying the investigation plans. Refining and modifying the investigation plans means even if an initial plan is a sound, at times you may need to deviate from it and follow the evidences. So according to that particular situation, you have to lead according to the lead, you have to move to the further cases. In some cases, the lead only gives in a wrong direction. So you have to initial plans deviate the plans. So you have to come back and you have to get the correct information and you have to move to the further cases will be happen in the modifications also. So knowing the type of the data to look for helps you make the best use of your time. So on which type or which category of the data is available in that particular devices will helps you. If you identify that particular data, it will help you to the best use of your time and don't be, not wasting of all the crucial time will be leading. So the key is to start with a plan but remains flexible in the face of the new evidences. So the measure of the evidences will be shown very clearly in that particular cases. And the next one is the using of the forensics to analyze the data. Use of the OS forensics. OS forensics means operating system forensics will give crucial roles, and it will gives the authenticated and verified data which users or which a victim can be used. Why? Because the BIOS data cannot be modified very simply. If you want to modify any data in the DOS, you have to take you have to move to the very difficulty to change all the data. So OS forensic can perform the forensic analysis on the following file systems. We have a different types of file systems are available in the operating systems from the previous days to the nowadays. So in the few data sets or the few file systems are available on the particular OS forensics are the Microsoft FAT12, FAT16, and FAT32. FAT is one of the type of the file systems. Next one is of Microsoft NTFS, and next one is a Mac HFS plus and HFS normal, and the Linux ext2fs and ext4fs. So these are all the different file systems which the forensic labs are using for the analysis purposes. And OS forensics can analyze the data from several sources, like an image files or including the image files from the other vendors or any other data which is available in the other resource persons or the other vendors or the other softwares will also be analyzed by using the OS forensics. Includes the OSFT mount utility which can access many formats including the raw material or the expert witness or the advanced forensic format, that is the AFF, or the advanced system format, that is the ASF, and many different formats will also be verified and analyzed by using the OS mount utility. So can also mount and examine the VMware images also. That VMware images, normally you can see the images, but you can't see what the data is available, the internal of the images. So we have any cryptography encryptions algorithms are there to hide the data in the image formats also. So in the OS mount utility, you can see that internal data which is available on the particular images, that is the background data of the image will also be verified, and it can be visible by that using the OS mount utilities. Like I said, different formats are also available in the OS mount facilities. And can use the NIST, that is a National Software Reference Library, NSRL. You can use the NIST and National Software Resource Library, that is a NSRL. If you can enable the mount of the NSRL ISO images. ISO images are not visible to you. Why? Because the ISO is a formatted and bootable images which cannot be seen like as any data. So that bootable image can be used for the install the software or installing anything will be installed by using an ISO images. Using the index feature in the OS forensics, you can use the text data so that you can perform the search immediately, and you have to learn the index how the cases will be leading by using the US forensics. Here we have the file systems which is available with the index forensics of the OS forensics. This is a step of the disk management system. You can see the overall data available on that particular drive, and where is the according to the file system. That file system is related to the particular operating system on the hard disk, and this everything will be verified by using the operating systems only. So if you want to have split any hard disk or any data from the C drive to the D drive, we are using the disk management or the disk management operations will be using for the identifying of that particular locations and the data. So by using the OS forensics, you can analyze the data internally which is not visible to the users. So this is the OS forensics of how to analyze the data and how to collect the data from the victim's location. Thank you.